Kelzo Kush gang site. But what's up, y'all? Welcome back. So today I'm gonna do a topic on the top 5 signs. Actually, the top 5 challenges of being a bisexual gay man, black man. And so the thing is, there's a lot of challenges that we have, honestly, but I'm just gonna read off the top 5 that I think that are most relevant today. And so with that being said, let's get right into it. I did some pull-ups and shit today, can y'all tell? I'm trying to get a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do a little, so I'm trying to get a little bit bigger than this, y'all. Not necessarily bigger, but I'm trying to cut up, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna say the first one is definitely mental health. Number one, mental health issues. I'm saying this straight up because you know what? There is way more issues in the black community just straight up from the stems of from racism, slavery. There's things that black people don't even know that they have issues with. And then we're the least likely group to go seek help, to go seek therapy or any kind of, really, I think we're the least group to really get the time and everything to practice self-reflection. Not saying that that's an excuse, but I'm just saying that we're really mostly a survival group of people, not a loving group of people to initiate with. Well, we were, but with being here in America, that changed that. Just, we have a lot of stemmed things, and if a person doesn't understand or accept these things and deal with them, well, that right there is a setup for a disaster in anyone. That's why this whole self-love thing is going on right now, because I think a lot of people have abandoned their selves and they thought that they could love other people first before loving themselves, and that's just not gonna work, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna first say mental health, and the main things in that would be just, first of all, even understanding what being a man is, also understanding what being you are, what your purpose is, who you are, and then being a man, and then knowing where you want to be and who you fit with, type of things. It's a lot of self-reflection that has to be taking place, a lot of therapy. I myself have gone to therapy. That's why I do know a lot about empathy and a lot of other things that are great characteristics that you do have to possess in order to be a really good person. So I think that everyone should work on themselves, their self-love, their eating habits, stop eating so much fast food, sugar, cut down on salt, you know what I'm saying? Think about your future, work out. If you don't at least work out, exercise, you know what I'm saying? Stretch, make sure that you're stretched out and you're not tense and you don't hold stress in certain parts of your body. Foam roll, like something. Jog, walk around, do something on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to first say mental health is a big thing with dating, because let's say you are working on all these things, but then the guys that you're dating or the guy that you're dating is not. It will not matter. That's not going to work. You're going to have to find someone who's equally yoked with you to have a long built foundation, So first, I would definitely say mental health. All right, and so then we're going to go to number 2. So number 2, I honestly think that this is an issue. A lot of people don't, but they try to twist it, but I think that there's a lack of masculinity in our communities. Come on, y'all. Let's just keep it real. There is not a lot of misogyny. It's not that we are all grown as little boys in this toxic masculine environment where we're just so hyper masculinized and we just cannot accept any femininity. That's not what this is in most cases. Honestly, why are we bisexuals, gays, attracted to the same? Homosexuality means attracted to same. That means that if you're attracted to another male. So you want the characteristics of a male, masculine energy, etc. That doesn't mean that there's hypersexuality, hypermasculinity in our community. That means that there's a lack of masculinity, okay? It makes no sense, in my opinion, for the majority of us to be so feminine. I think that it's okay to be flamboyant, but being feminine is different. There's a difference between flamboyant and feminine. Flamboyant is the guys that dress like girls and, act like girls, talk like girls, the faggotry shit, all the little, things that most gay people are known for. That's flamboyant, okay? Feminine is docile energy, feeding off of another, never leading, always playing victim, being, just very difficult, standoffish, having a guard up, kind of acting like a weak animal in the jungle. Like you have to be on the defense all the time, worried about somebody hurting you all the time. It's just, you don't really step out and take the lead. You expect everyone else to do, or the other man to do everything. I think that there's a lack of communication because of the lack of masculinity. Think about it. If I'm a man and I'm coming to you and I'm talking to you directly and you're getting offended or you feel like I'm attacking you, to me that's feminine energy because you are intimidated by my ability to speak directly to you and you're not used to that. I have observed and I've realized and I've accepted that, this is the generation of guys. We are raised in the generation of guys of single parents, single mothers. So a lot of these guys have not ever had a male figure in their life. I personally was raised by a male majority of my life. I had my mother in my life, but I was raised by my grandfather. So I picked up on a lot of masculine traits, even though I am bisexual. I can identify with a lot of my mannerisms and manhood because of being subjected to that. I do think that being raised by a woman the majority of your life will cause a lack of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I'm not, trying to talk shit. I'm not trying to, down anybody or anything like that. But this is just how I've seen it in my experiences. It's not hyper masculinity. It is a lack of masculinity in our community, period. All right, and then I will say, and before I move on, the reason why that's a problem in the dating community is because, think about it, you go on a date with a guy, both of y'all feminine, right? Who's going to start the conversations? Who's going to, I remember my best friend had told me one time he had linked up with a guy and he said that it was so weird because they were both just sitting there. Nobody had initiated anything. It was just kind of like awkward. I'm like, that's because you both were being feminine in that situation. No one took the lead. No one stepped up and became the man and started y'all's energy and y'all's vibe. Y'all were both sitting there waiting to feed off of each other. Feeding off of another person's energy is the definition of femininity. All these memes that you see of people talking about, oh, I'm matching energy, that's feminine. Masculine people do not match energy. If I don't like the way you're treating me, I'm not matching that shit. I'm going to chuck the deuces at you and find me someone who's going to treat me the way I deserve. That's how I think people need to think. Not in this way of you just exist and allowed to be whatever done. No. We need to man up. And if we are all males attracted to males, it only makes sense. That's not a feminine trait to be attracted to males when you are a homo or a bisexual. It is a part of the territory. All right. So now moving to number 3, the third reason is this DL culture. The DL culture brings a challenge to the dating lifestyle because honestly, a lot of us are attracted to that kind of male. However, that kind of male is not for us. We think that we find them some ways in the phrase of their life where they're ready to come out and deal with it and all of that. But the honest truth is, if a man has not become man enough and self-loving enough to accept his truth, then you are already buying your own borrowed time, because he has to eventually, once he does finally get to know, like, or accept who he is, he may not even want you. That's the biggest, hardest part about it all. Not only do they most likely are the ones that steal from you, most likely the ones that cheat on you, lie to you, use the fuck out you for your money and everything, okay? Because they really don't care about you. You're just more so a game, a means to an end for the most part with these kind of guys. But these are the guys that we are attracted to for the most part because they are the more masculine type. And then that's another thing I want to ask while I'm at it. What is this whole issue with masculinity being, a hyper masculine thing, toxic masculinity? But then the same guys that are saying this are not attracted to themselves. They're not attracted to other feminine guys. See, I could respect and understand if you are a feminine guy and you are attracted to other feminine guys, but if you're a feminine guy and you are upset because other guys are not attracted to you because you're not masculine, that's a personal problem. And it sounds like it's actually jealousy that you didn't make the cut to be man enough for other people's liking. However, you shouldn't give a fuck. Fuck them. There's people out there that is going to love you for who you are, no matter feminine, trans, no matter what. Be yourself and find those who love you. You will waste time dealing with people that are looking at you at a different lens. You are worth it. You are much better than this. You do not have to worry about these type of guys. I myself have to tell myself this, even though it seems like I may have a better time with them just because I may blend in with them more, that it does not make it any different. It may in a certain slight ways, but they still are very dangerous to a guy like me as well. I've had a lot of dangerous encounters with these kind of guys. Okay, so they make it difficult because they borrow time from guys that are actually willing and ready to be in a relationship. And also, I'm not going to just blame them. I do also blame the culture and the society that we live in. A lot of these guys are DL because they feel like they have to be. And, it's just, we're all kind of victims in this, So your soulmate could be a DL guy, but because of this lifestyle we live in, this is the way that it is, So that's why that is a difficult thing in this culture. All right, so then number 4 in top 5 challenges in dating as a bisexual gay black man, I would say this social media grinder jack shit. Not that these are bad, because these tools are good to meet other guys and they're necessary. However, social media, it is not just with the gay community, but this is an overall thing, and that's why I put this on here, because this is not just a gay thing. This is really a all cultures thing. But social media has really made it difficult, just because like nowadays you really can just go and see anybody that you think that you could be with and make up. It's like basically what I'm saying is people are going off of their obsessions and their fantasies now. It's not really about, starting a family, building a home. I feel like there's really not a large value in starting a family or being with someone if you're not starting a family, I should say. I think that if it's just to have a fantasy of a guy that's perfect for you and all this other stuff, that is just it's selfish intent. It's not genuine, and I think that that is what creates all this obsession. I feel like I've had guys more obsessed with me than interested in me, you know. So, and it's because they may look at me on social media and look at, you know, oh my goodness, or create this whole picture, and I think that that, you know, it takes away. Basically what I'm saying is it makes it hard because social media takes away from the authenticity and genuineness with people's intention and their effort. People don't put a lot of effort in because it's just, there's so many guys at their fingertips that look like you and maybe better. So at the end of the day, fuck you, and it is what it is. And that's the majority of the mentality nowadays. And because of that carelessness and that no empathy, it is very difficult. I mean, without empathy, if you can't care about nobody else, why are you dating? That's all I'm going to say. So then now, moving on to number 5. Games, power play, and control issues. This is last but not least. I tell you, when I say games, power plays, and control issues, I know that we didn't all had a guy trip about not texting back in time. You don't text back in a certain amount of time. It's, oh, I'm cool on you. You this, you that. I'm better than this. You know, I think that a lot of guys are getting self-love twisted and they're misconstruing it and turning it into this other thing where it's like everything is entitlement. That's not self-love. Self-love is eating better, practicing self-reflection, being a better person, treating the people around you better. Not everything's about me now and fuck everybody else and all this other shit. That's not it. And I feel like all these games, what is the point? Like, if all you're doing is to feed your ego by talking to me, that is the most disrespectful thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, guys. Like, that's wasting someone's time. I feel like power plays to beat someone, you know, to make sure that they text back last, or you know, don't text back as fast as they did. If they take 2 hours to text back, you take 4 hours to text back. If, you know, it's just like so many games, and it just exposes a lot of weak, soft spirits and hearts. Like, very fragile people is what I get when I get that energy. That you're that weak and insecure and you've been that damaged that you have to have that big of a guard up in order to feel fulfilled in the end of this, you know? Not getting me, not us winning, not us building together, but you maintaining the little bit of peace or the little bit of insanity that you may have or delusion that you may have. I think that if it's not with the intent to start a home with another man, I think that it's best that you just stay single. Because when you're out here, you're making a challenge for other guys that are really ready and have done the work, and you're messing it up for those guys. You know what I'm saying? So I would feel like that is the 5, that's the most, like, you know, those are the 5 top issues in this whole dating lifestyle. And I think that you need to make sure that you are paying attention. Don't overlook things, but pay attention and make sure that you are doing it with the intent of both of you. If you're a selfish person right now, if you feel like you don't have enough time to give to anyone or attention to give, if right now is about you and self-loving and all of that, just stay out the way. Stay out of the dating scene. Myself, I've chilled out, you know what I'm saying? Because I've noticed that after repetitive, you know what I'm saying, same shit is just like, in order to protect my spirit and my heart, I don't want to be no bitter dude and be like, you know, all people ain't shit and all this, you know what I'm saying? So you have to protect your energy. And that's all I got to say. But good luck out there with that. And like, comment, subscribe. And fuck with your boy, because Kelzo say so. Peace.